Hey, Brandy. We'll see how many people we have in our live part, and then I can y'all can unmute yourself, and then we can talk as well, depending on how many people there are. We'll give it like 5 more minutes. Hey, Natalie. Should probably mute my phone. Huh? Hey, Carrie.
Hey,
How are you doing?
doing well.
Good. I'm glad you could join today.
I was in the wrong one, so.
No, the first one like froze, and so I thought if I hit stop broadcast that I could just start it again. But when I hit stop broadcast, it like permanently it was over, so I had to create a new one really quick. We're just gonna give everyone till 8:40. Hopefully, some more people will join. I think Carla Cruz and Carol Sherman were on the other ones. I should email them maybe separately. All right. Since there's only a few of us, do y'all want to unmute yourself so we can uh, talk back and forth and we don't have to chat? Thanks, Carrie. Hey, y'all. Okay, good. Betsy's joining us too. And what we can do, if more people jump on, we can mute ourselves. But does everyone see in? Let me share my screen. Does everyone see in this sidebar where you can turn the little chat on and off like that?
Mm-hmm.
If more people join and it gets overwhelming, we can resort to the chat. But if there's just a few, don't y'all think it'll be okay to converse?
Hey, is anybody
Sure.
else seeing like 1,000 little screens?
Yes. As soon as I move that, it'll go away.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a trick. Okay. So the first thing I want to do this morning is just kind of get y'all's feedback. We can fix that. There's some tools that let me turn my voice down. I'm going to turn everybody down a little bit. So pretty cool. There's little apps that you can get for Hangout specifically. If you go to the three little circles right there, there's even cool little stuff where you can wear hats and change your background, and it's kind of distracting, but makes it a little more fun. So first, I want to just kind of get y'all's feedback on some things. How are y'all feeling about the whole key communicator process and what it is and your responsibilities so far? Do you feel that they're overwhelming? Do you feel that do you feel like we need to have another in-person training? I plan on doing these webinars probably starting out bi-weekly, but then I'd like to get to weekly. Not that everyone has to join all the time, but it's always a resource every week. So looking into things like that, I'm trying to put supports and training and resources in place for all of you to make sure that you have what you need at your school. So if anyone just share whatever you're kind of feeling right now about the whole process.
I think the webinars are good. I mean, I like the idea of just doing that rather than having to be off campus.
Mhm.
But definitely, I mean, I feel like I need more training. I don't know about anybody else, but I always need more help.
Okay, great.
Me too. I didn't go to any of the trainings this summer because I didn't know I was going to be the key communicator until school started. And so I feel like everything has just been trial by fire. So
Okay.
these have been really helpful.
Okay, great. So a lot of you when we first started this whole process, we basically asked the principal at each school to designate someone that they felt would be a good fit for, the website and communication in general. But the way I visualize the key communicator program is to basically make a team at your school that's in charge of communicating, whatever that may be. So in the future, I'm hoping to come up with ways with y'all's help with getting students also involved. I've talked to School Messenger about the idea for students to be able to help on the website. And so that's something I'm looking into right now. There are ways to set permissions and to basically make it to where you can reset the login like every 5 days or 3 days. There's a lot of different things that we can look at. You know, there's of course some privacy security things that come up, but I feel like if that's something that your school is interested in doing, that we could make it work. So if that's I've had Jennifer Anders at Corner was interested in that, and William Conyers also contacted me about that. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. And the more people who are interested, I feel like the more I can hopefully make that happen for everyone. So today I want to talk about specifically about website permissions. Um, and I want to say, like on the district website, all of the departments, we now have central office key communicators as well. So looking at the central office, I've given central office key communicators access to all of these pages. So every single page on the district website has, of course, my ability to come in and edit, but I've also given key people permissions to edit certain pages that pertain to them specifically. So obviously, for arts education, that department, the person who has rights to edit that are, of course, myself, because I'm the web admin, but I've also given rights to Dr. Brown, who's the director, his secretary, so that they can update that page and not have to depend on me to do all of the updating. And so I would like, I think it would be a lot easier for all of you as well, is if you kind of extended those permissions throughout your website, so that yes, you're doing most of the homepage editing, the news, the slideshow. You're the overseer for the whole website, but your responsibility is not always to have to add everything for everybody. So does that sound good to everybody? You don't have to do it all, hopefully. So I'm going to show y'all, and I think some of you already know how to do this, but I'm just going to go back over it. So let's use do North Jefferson Middle School. This is looking good. So let's say that, you know, for the most part, you're editing and keeping this homepage updated, refreshed, so that hopefully when people come back to it, there's always something new, there's always something going on the homepage. But let's say you need to give all of your coaches access to be able to update their certain sport, or you want to give your counselor access to the guidance page, or you want to give your librarian access to the library page, or you know under students that the counselor also, you know, would update the student section. So you want to make sure that you also give them permissions to students. Whoever, maybe there's someone specifically that you know in your school has to do a lot, or with Answer, maybe this is your office administrator. So thinking about, okay, what are my pages? Who's responsible for this content mostly? And can I give them, or should I give them permissions to update their page with, with the thought in mind always that you can help them when you need to, but again, you're not responsible for updating every single page on your website. Um, that would be like from the district side, if I had to keep up with all of the departments and know what everybody's doing all simultaneously, and plus be able to add it to the website like a machine. It's not logical. So by granting people permissions to the certain pages that that they would need access to, will give you some freedom, some room to breathe. So we're going to log in first, of course, like always. And let's say we want to give the librarian, I'm going to guess that Michael Staton is North Jefferson Middle School's librarian. So we want to give this person rights to all of this. So by clicking on the word library, and giving them permissions to library, we would be granting Michael the access to edit this library page, which if you click it, it's probably, okay, here, they've got content on it, so he'd be able to edit this. He would be able to edit his teacher page and everything underneath it, and this other links page that is under the library page. So that way, when you go back in, you don't have to re-grant permissions, because if you give it to the parent page, then you know that all the sub pages or child pages underneath that also follow suit with that, with those permissions that you granted. So if we click on library, like where we are right now, we go up to page options and then page permissions, and we can see exactly who has rights to edit this page. So let's look. We're going to click, this person is from School Messenger, so we're going to remove this person. If you ever see an odd name that is not in your school under permissions, it is not like a hacker or anything like that. It's the folks from School Messenger who were mass producing all of our pages at the beginning, and so they had permissions granted to them. So you can remove them if you see them anywhere. So we're gonna look. Let me come back to this. What we did, we went up to page options and page permissions. And I'm going to click right here on add. And then it's going to bring up a dialog box where I can then search all the staff in my school. It comes up with 53 people. So I'm going to look for, what's his name, Staton. I'm going to search Staton. And here, I hope this is the right one. But then we're going to select his name over here, the user that's found, and click add, and then hit OK. So now in this dialog box over here, his name is populating. So then we want to click on the plus, the drop down, and we see all the different types of permissions you can grant to them. Well, we want this person to be able to have full control of their the library page. So by clicking full control and hitting apply, it changes their permissions from read rights to full control. So when you first grant someone permissions on a page, it by default sets them to just read rights. So when you do give someone permissions, make sure that you go back to this dialog box and you click on the plus and you see exactly what they're able to do. So if we close this out, and you'll see allow inheritable permissions from parent to propagate to this object. What this means is that anything underneath this that's created is going to inherit the same permissions that is set on this parent page. So I hope that will help with the permission. So we're just going to close this out and refresh the page. And now when Michael logs in, he will be able to edit this page. I want to show you quickly. I think I've showed a few of you this, but I don't think that everyone knows that you can do this. I want to show you this cool trick. Well, it's not really a trick, but this ability that has really helped me out in troubleshooting. So let's say I just gave this, or I think I just gave Michael Staton permissions. And you're probably going to know these people at your school, so you're going to know what their username or handle of their email address is. So chances are you're going to know if, you're going to know if D Staton is actually his username. But let's say that you didn't, and you wanted to make sure that when Michael Staton logs in, that he's able to see what you think you have given him the ability to see. So how would you do that? You're going to come over here to System Administration and click. And then you're going to see under General Admission, you're going to see a menu that is called Manage Users. And you're going to click Manage Users. So kind of like we did on the permissions dialog box, we're going to search for the person. I'm going to search by last name. So now it pulls up D Staton, the person that I gave the librarian rights to. So we see right here that this is his handle or his username or his screen name. So there's a lot of different words for that. His first name's Dion, his last name's Staton, and these are the actions that you can take for this user. So I want to log in as this person to see if I have given them appropriate permissions. So if I click log in right here, I'm now logged in as D Staton. You can see it up here in the top that it changed from W Lusk to D Staton. So now you'll notice that I no longer have the web admin design mode bar, whatever the black bar, design mode bar at the top, because I'm logged in as this person. So then if I hover over here on academics and I click on library, voila, he was the right person. So now I see the black bar right here. So now I know that I have appropriately given this person permissions, assuming that he is Michael. I don't know if he's Michael Dion or Dion Michael, but you will know that specifically at your school. But that is a great way to be able to see what other people are seeing. If you're not able to help them at their computer personally, you can always log in as people to see exactly what they see. When people first log in, this person has never logged in, so because I just logged in as them, a little pop-up came up where it says, look, a brand new toolbar. And if ever you log in, let me show you this too. We're going to pretend that when I logged in, it gave me this bar right here. And I don't know why it does this, but sometimes it resets for people that have logged in previously, which doesn't make any sense to me. However, we have learned that sometimes technology has a mind of its own, so we'll just leave it at that. But let's just say that the toolbar for whatever reason has reset itself, and now it looks like this up here. Essentially, you can do the exact same things, but it's just not as as easy to use. So if you hover over Help, this little green question mark, you can click Switch to New Toolbar, and then it will put the new toolbar visible. So a lot of people think when they log in, they don't see the black bar that we all tell them they're going to see. They see that other, and then they're like, oh, I don't have permissions, but really they do. They just have to change the way they're looking at this bar that they have upgraded. A few other things that School Messenger has shared with me on updates. Let's take a look at the document section. School Messenger, this is very outdated looking, and it also won't let you upload multiple files at once right now. School Messenger is working on updating the documents module to be much more user-friendly and 21st century looking. So hopefully that will be coming this fall. And I know that that's one of the main things they're working on improving to push out. So if you're frustrated with the documents module, I totally understand, but do keep in mind that they're updating it, so it should be better before long. The other thing that they're updating, which I think everyone will be excited about, is the staff employee list, which I think they've got it hidden, which I don't blame them because it's kind of confusing. Let me see someone who does have it still. Let's see, yeah, right here, the school employee directory. This right here, like for instance, when you click on administrative staff, nothing changes down here. You have to click find and then it updates, which nobody knows. They just think it's broken because no one thinks that you click that and then have to come over here. So they're also updating this feature. So hopefully that will be done quickly as well. I think something that confused a lot of people, it also confused me, was when we first started all the teacher pages, School Messenger at first told me that I was going to have to create manually 3,600 teacher pages. And I said, I don't think that that's possible. So they basically created all of these first teacher pages for us. But going forward in the future, it's going to be our responsibility to create the teacher pages. But to get us started, because we have thousands of teachers, thankfully School Messenger did this first round for us. So, but just know that if there's a new teacher at your school, that they're going to need assistance with helping set up their teacher page. You're going to have to give them permissions and all of that. And if you look back at the webinar we had last week on the YouTube page, which is let's see, YouTube. It is, this is the one that messed up today. This one right here, I go over teacher pages pretty extensively. Also, there's another video about teacher pages that's kind of older, but it gives you a background getting started with teacher pages. So there's a lot of resources for teacher pages, and if you still need help getting teacher pages set up, please let me know so that I can help you get your teachers' websites going. Let's look, seeing if y'all had any feedback yet. I want to look specifically at, I want to get y'all's
I do
opinion.
have a question
Oh, yes, please, please. And y'all interrupt
about
at any time
admission.
to ask any question. Please feel free to do that.
Anytime I give more than one person permission to a site, delete the second person.
Can you give me an example?
Yes, for our senior page, there are 2 senior sponsors. And I've given them both permissions, added them, and then when I save it, the first name I've added stays there and the other one disappears. Yes.
That is extremely odd. So basically, okay, what school?
Clay Chalkville High School.
Okay, let's see. So, okay, now let's log in and give me the person specifically or where I find them.
Melanie Gates. Okay, so go to students.
Okay.
And then go down to clubs and organizations. And then senior information.
Okay, senior information.
And I've given the page to Sonia Scherer and Melanie Gaines, but Melanie Gaines keeps disappearing.
Okay, let's see. So we click on clubs and organizations and senior information. So we're going to give them access to this page plus calendar and forms. So we come up here, page permissions. Let's delete Jade because she's from School Messenger. Okay, now who else do I need to add?
Melanie Gaines, Gaines.
Okay, let's see. So does it usually last for like a day and then overnight it resets itself?
Yes.
Y'all, these permissions, I just want to strangle them. I know y'all want to too.
Yes, and she keeps not believing that I'm giving her permission. And I'm like, I keep doing it every day.
It's a daily activity of mine now. I'm going to get Michael in our IT department to check on her specifically, and then there's a way that we can look at like errors.
See, it just appeared Sonia Scherer right then. Oh, a second ago when you clicked on.
Refresh. Let's see what happens.
Went to something. Okay, now they're both there. Good.
They may be gone tomorrow though. There's a way, I don't know if y'all have played around with system administration. I know some of you have, but School Messenger, when they share their screen, and they have even more stuff than we do. But I haven't even, this part is what I mainly look at, but there's a way I ask School Messenger so that when there's errors or like permission errors or login errors or anything like that, you can, it's kind of like a activity log where you can go in and look at like the error logs or the activity log for the users on your website. I cannot remember, but I think that's going to help. Event log setting, no, that's not it. Carol, do you know where it is? She plays
around sure on that. Check view the event log.
Event log?
Go back instead of event log settings, the one underneath that says view event log.
Because like one time here, Amanda Dykes, for some reason, wouldn't let her log in, and no, okay. I wonder if this is it. authentication log. I think that's what we want, because that's when people log in thinking. There's a Silverlight log. Thought we got rid of Silverlight. It's not working when I click on it.
It's swirling at the top like it's trying to go. There. Oh, no, it just went away.
If we can't figure out, I'm gonna see if, I wonder what system reports is too. Has y'all's internet been going out a lot lately?
Yes. Yes.
Ours has too. I don't know. And it's like, what do we do without internet?
I know, and I've been global scholars testing. It's been a nightmare.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. Look. So now, when I click authentication log,
Okay.
it gives you. Let's click on one specifically and see what it says. Exception for user invalid. This looks like a foreign language. I wonder too if we go back to administrate, if when we click on a user, if we can see their log. If we click their name right here and then go to activity, yeah, yes, yes. This is where we can see what people are doing. So like if you want to make sure your teachers are adding stuff, you can go look at their activity and basically know that they're working on their website or not.
Okay.
So if you know how we went to manage users earlier, there's a lot you can do under that manage users portion. So we just search their name up here and click mgains. We can look at access. You can suspend, you can ban, you can even temporarily suspend. Is there? No. So right now this shows us, if we go to member of, this shows us that they're a registered user and that they're a teacher, which is correct. And then if we click on permissions, it shows us what they have permissions for on your website. So right now it's showing that they've got senior information, and they've got that links document container. I'm guessing that's what. No, because okay, then you can see they've got full control. There's another page. So let's monitor this, and let's see if tomorrow what happens. And if hers disappears, then I will have a specific example for them to look up, and then they can see what occurred and fix it. So these are great little examples that will help us get our permissions tamed, because I feel that they are wild animals right now. So, and everybody on here y'all have access to your website again, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody.
And Whitley, one of the things that I did that helped me not lose when everybody else did this last time is I went in under homepage and actually physically added myself
as the page owner.
As the page owner, and that probably made the biggest difference. And that was an accident. I didn't mean to add myself as the page owner, but the well, I'm trying to get back there so I can see what I'm talking about, so I can give the right information. But my intention was just to go under the permissions, because I wasn't listed under direct permissions. I was listed under actual permissions, but not direct permissions. And after I listed myself under direct permissions, it seemed to make a difference.
That's interesting, because I was told that direct permissions we should just ignore, and actual permissions are what we should look at. So that.
I would just get someone else to try it just to see if they do the direct permissions for themselves from the home page level.
Mm-hmm.
See if they can, if we have the glitch again, which I know we hope we don't have it again.
Please, let's all pray right now.
I'll pray right now that we don't have the glitch again, but that made a difference for mine.
See, and what confuses me is that the very beginning when we were trained to give permissions the way that we were giving permissions. And so what I basically had to do was now, instead of me just going in through the website and giving you admin rights, now let's say you get a new key communicator at your school. I will have to tell Michael to add that person in the Active Directory list because now it's tied permanently to an Active Directory list that holds all of your usernames. So we've basically hopefully made it impossible for the glitch to happen again.
Okay.
Something would have to happen to our Active Directory for and the thing about the Active Directory is only Michael, and I don't know, are y'all still having issues with your staff directory not being updated?
Mine's been updated quite well since we had some new hires.
Okay, great. And is anybody else?
We're missing our counselors.
You're missing your counselors. Okay, will you send me an email saying that, and I'm going to forward it to Michael?
Yeah.
That list that y'all filled out, which, let's see, where is it? This right here. I don't know how, there's 61 responses on this form right here. So I'm not sure where Michael is on this form. I'll get an update from him today. I see, Carla, there's some from Mortimer Jordan. Have you gotten those resolved, Carla? Did I mute Carla? Carla's muted. Okay, she hasn't gotten any yet. Who else is on here? Okay. A lot from McAdory. Well, if you do see anybody else specifically, keep in mind this form is still open. I'll put the link in our little chat bar. So if you do have anything else with Active Directory that's weird, just fill that form out, and that's what I'm sending to Michael, or I've already sent it, but that's what he is kind of using as a guide to make sure it gets done. Oh, Carla, no mic on this desktop. It's okay, Carla. Also, I want to get y'all's feedback. Oh, did everyone get my email about the Google group that I sent?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the new group for your admin people.
Yes. So now that we're using Google Calendar, and you can see I don't even have the icons anymore, but I've like uninstalled the software because it has to update every day for like 6 hours, and not really 6 hours, but it takes a long time. But I've basically stopped using Outlook, especially the programs, and we did have, which this is still working, we did have this Outlook Casey group where I had to go into this online portion. It doesn't work anywhere else on the Outlook suite, and you had to come over here, school key communicators. And so there's a lot of you, so I was keeping up with, there were so many lists going on that I wasn't sure if they were all updated. I was having to print stuff out, highlighting. It was It was not strategic. Let's just put it that way. So instead of using this, now basically we're going to be using that little Google group that I created. I created them simultaneously and then told you we weren't going to use. But this shows you all of our email history, and it kind of posts them like it would a forum. And you can also come to this, you can email school, the email is school key communicators. It's in the chat. You can email this group as well. It's all of you. And use it just the way we were using keycommunicators@jeffcoed.com. But it kind of puts it into this form view. You can also view this on your phone. I can even embed this group in a website page, so you can do a lot with these groups. But what I've done is I've made it to where both of your email addresses are in there. So I won't share that screen for too long. Don't want your email addresses floating out there. Okay, school employee director, we've covered that. Let's get some feedback from all of you. What's something that you want to know how to do but don't know how to do? Or what are some frustrations that you're having, or what are some questions that I can answer while we're on this webinar?
Whitley, I'm curious as to how you add a feed to like Twitter or Facebook, like
Okay, great. That's a great request. Okay, this is pretty simple. We'll go to that sample teacher page I'm working on, and would love for y'all to give me feedback on this. I basically created a fake person named Sally Rogers, and Sally Rogers has a teacher page that I'm working on, kind of using as a resource to show teachers about what they can do with their teacher page. And they can, the same abilities that we have to create, the homepage look and feel of our school websites, they also have that same ability. So, if they want to make their homepage more kind of fancy it up a little bit, they absolutely have that ability. So I'm creating this to use as a resource. So if you ever want to give me some feedback on this, I would really appreciate it, because I want it to be appropriate. I want it to be something realistic. I don't want to do anything too crazy. To make them feel like that, that they can't have what's on this page. So feedback would be great on this. But let's look at if we wanted to embed, like if a teacher, just going to use a teacher as an example, but this will also apply to your regular school website. So first we're going to go to, let's look at Twitter. When you're logged on to Twitter, you go to your little default icon up here, and you go down to settings. And then you're going to go down to where it says widgets. And we're going to create a new widget. So if you hit create new, it'll give us options to what type of widget we want to create. Do we want to have a widget that displays our Twitter profile, our likes on Twitter, certain lists that we create on Twitter, collections we create on Twitter, or do we want it to be a widget that populates a certain search, like if you wanted to search for a hashtag, like if we want to do hashtag JeffCoed, and it would populate a widget that kind of displays that search. So generally you want to post you want to create the profile, because that's going to show just like it does on the district homepage right here. Down here where it says this stuff right here, this is what I'm showing you right now is exactly how these are displayed. So when you do the home, it shows like your little mini feed basically. So we're going to click profile, and it says enter a Twitter URL. So our Twitter URL would be, I think it's, you can just copy this if you have it. This is just your the link to get, yeah, it's twitter.com/ and then whatever your username is. This is the districts. And then it'll say, here are your display options. Do you want to do an embedded timeline or Twitter buttons? We want to embed the timeline. So if we click embed timeline, it's going to then give us this code. It generates a code. So it says that's all we need unless you'd like to set customization options. So you can copy this code from here, but if you want it to be a certain size or a certain width or things like that, if you click set customization, you can put in your pixels to match your website. Like at first when they did these, the Facebook feed was like 100 pixels less than the Twitter feed, which drove me crazy. So I made it to where these feeds are all the exact same pixels, wide and long. So it displays better. So depending on how you display this, just keep in mind that you can do that. You can also switch from a light to a dark look. See what happens. So it turns it to this really dark gray. You can also change your default link color. So you can do that too. You can also display in another language. So that's pretty neat. And then when you're done making these changes, you just hit update, and then it basically changes the code to meet those customization options. So then when you're done, you can click copy code, or you can highlight it, or actually if you just click it, it copies it for you. So then when you come back to your website, let's say we want to display this Twitter feed down here. So we're going to take, of course, turn design mode on, and we're going to take a regular content module, and I'm going to drop it right there and let it refresh and come back down. And if I hover, where'd it go? Sometimes when it refreshes, it moves it wherever it likes. Like I said, sometimes technology has a mind of its own. We're going to try to drag it back down here. And sometimes I get in like a full battle with these content modules, trying to get them where I want them. Okay, let's just leave it there for now. When we get something in it, we'll probably be able to move it. So this is my content module. It was supposed to be down here, but it's not acting right. So we're just going to let it do its thing. So here's my content module that I drug from right here down to the page. So if I click to edit, if I pasted that code in, it would just display the code. But if I click on the pencil and I go down here where it says HTML, and I click that, and then I paste the code, and then I hit publish. Now when I scroll down, it's going to display my Twitter feed. So that is extremely large. So what I would do, and you can play around with this, you can even go back and edit the code in its little dialog box if you hit, especially the pixels, because you don't need to necessarily, you can go back to Twitter and, you know, right here and change the width right here and regenerate the code. Or if you don't want to do that, I'm pretty sure if you click on the pencil and you go back to the HTML portion, nope, it's in JavaScript, so you won't be able to adjust the pixels with the JavaScript. So you will have to go back in here. Let's make it, let's do like 100 pixels wide. Oh, and it displays. So this maybe needs to be, maybe we just need to adjust the width and it'll kind of auto. Let's see if we do 50. That's really small. Oh, great. So this shows you the size that you'll be getting. So then you'll be able to know from the beginning what you want to. Let's see what 200 looks like. If we wanted to set it at 200 by 500, that displays a tweet with a picture and another one, and you can keep scrolling. So then when we hit update, it says value must be greater than 220. Okay, so we'll make it 220 then. 220 by 500. Let's hit update. So now we're going to go back in to Sally Rogers, and we're basically just going to delete that first script that we put in and paste the new. Okay, so now it's populating the pixels. So now if we needed to go back in and change it, we could do it from here and we wouldn't have to go back to Twitter. So let's hit publish and see what that looks like. Yes, much better. So now it's a lot smaller. So now if we want to move it down, oh my goodness, it's not moving. Move that up. How about that? That away. So now let's see what it looks like. Yes, much better. So now if your teacher has a Twitter feed, she can embed, he or she can embed the Twitter little feed on there. Facebook is a little bit more complicated. Let's see how I did. Does that make sense to everybody? Do I need to show y'all anything else about that specifically? Do y'all think that'll be something people will, teachers would like, and you want to put on your school homepage?
I like it. I think it's neat.
Okay, great.
Hey, but quick
Absolutely.
question, do we have access to being able to do that at school now, or do we still have to do that?
So, when January hits the calendar, I'm going to be going full force on trying to implement social media in Jefferson County schools. So I need all the prayers in the world. But we haven't given, I think everyone has access, everybody, if you're logged in to the private server, internet, Jeff Coed Internet, you should be able to get to Twitter and you should be able to get to YouTube. Does anybody have issues with that currently?
I can't get to YouTube.
You can't get to YouTube. Okay. Can you get to Twitter?
I haven't tried Twitter, so I'm not sure.
Okay. So basically what we're going to be doing when we start implementing social media is I will be giving you as the lead key communicators, only one key communicator at each school is going to be given access um, to social media. So basically what will happen is, in order to give you those rights, Michael will put you in a certain group in our Active Directory, meaning that when you log in, you will not be blocked by certain websites that other people are blocked by. Also, the principal and assistant principal will have that access. So when we start with Facebook and social media, I've got a guide that I've already created for Facebook. We're going to have to make sure that the Facebook accounts that have already been created for schools and that in the future would be created for schools are created with an @JeffCoEd account. So like when I first started at JeffCoEd, I basically created a new personal Facebook account. I went to Facebook, hit create new account, and went let's see, how do you log out? So right here I just created the email address that I use is my wlusk@jeffcoed.com and not my personal account, because when you manage a business page on Facebook, you manage it through your personal account. So that is a concern for our deputy superintendents because of data security laws and things like that. So it's not a big process in order to change. If you already have a Facebook website and like you do manage it through your personal, don't freak out, because when we get there, we'll get there. But if you wanted to go ahead and create the @JeffCoed one, you basically go in and give yourself permissions to the page. So like if I click on Jefferson County Schools and I come down to, where's settings? They change the look of it so often it's hard to keep up. Here's the settings right here, and you go into page roles, and you can see that all of our accounts, the one of us who have admin rights, they're not our personal ones. We all have separate personal accounts on Facebook, of course, but these are just kind of fake accounts that we don't use, but we only use to manage the district website or the district social media. And same for Twitter. We just don't want to be doing it through our personal email accounts. But let's say that you went and created an @JeffCoed, like let's just pretend Carol was originally managing Hueytown High School's Facebook through csherman@gmail.com, her personal email. Well, what she would do is she would log out, she would go create a new account like you would, you don't have to add any kind of information. I think all you have to do is put your first and last name and maybe your birthday, but then you can hide that. So then you would come to this, you would log back in as your personal, and then you would come to this page and you would type in, let's say she then used her @JeffCoed, and you can use your @JeffCoed and not your JCBOE. But let's say she did that, then because she has those old page roles, she's able to do this. So then she can make herself the admin, and she would click save. And then when she became admin, she'd then remove her personal. It's kind of a process. It's not going to be fun and it's not going to be pretty, but it's just what we're going to have to do to make sure that the security laws and all of that fun stuff is not being breached. So, and same for Twitter. But I feel like once we get it set up, we'll be good. It's just the setting up that is not the fun part. But I have a step-by-step guide that I'll send out for that. And then what we'll do is for each school admin, I'll go and we'll make me the admin for your school, so that way if anything happens, someone from the district level will be able to go in and make changes. So that's kind of how we'll be setting that up. I'm gonna come up. I've got basically come up with a rollout plan, and as soon as that's what I'm going to be working on a lot this semester, so that when January hits, we can start rolling this stuff out. I've just got to make sure that it's cleared with our deputy superintendents, and that our board and all of that understands that we're about to become friends with social media as a district. So that sometimes is not, some people think that social media is a very, very scary thing. And while it absolutely can be, it's a part of our day-to-day lives now. So we can't be afraid of it. I think that there are a lot of best practices that I'll be sharing with y'all. What do we share on our Facebook page? When do we share it? How often should we share on our Facebook page? Knowing those things and having the support, I think, will resolve any kind of potential conflicts with us using it as a district. How does that sound to everybody? Crazy?
Sounds good. I don't know if you saw, but Brandy asked, could a teacher embed a Google Classroom feed along with the other feeds that we were talking about?
Oh, let's Google that. Can you embed a Google? I know that you can embed your Google Classroom calendar. So that way, if a teacher, she wants her website to look good, but she really doesn't want to manage 2 calendars, which who would want to do that anyway, she can embed her Google Classroom calendar feed into her teacher page website calendar. So whatever she adds on that Google Calendar will automatically be pushed over to her website calendar. Let's see, is there a way to embed? I'm not seeing anything come up immediately. I know you can embed groups, so I wonder why you can't embed classrooms. Have y'all ever seen a feature on Classroom where you can do that? Or any section? I've got a Classroom set up from a long time ago. Let's go look at it. This is when I first started Jeff Coed, and I had no idea what was going on. Let's see, no. I'm not seeing that you can do that right now. I'll ask Amanda about that. But if you do want to do your Google Calendar feed, does everyone know how to embed a Google Calendar feed? Do y'all want me to show you how to do that? Okay. So this is my base calendar, and then all of these over here are my feeds. So I can toggle these on and off. You can create multiple calendars. You can do all sorts of sharing. That's how our district is starting to share what's going on. We've got this school year calendar that I've embedded into all of our websites. So that way you don't have to recreate it. It's created in one place and then shared, because it would make no sense for me to create it and then ask all of you to create it when I can share it as a district. So things that pertain to the entire district. We've also got another one coming up that I'm waiting for more stuff to be added to it. But we just started this district events calendar feed. So what's going to go on this is any kind of like art events or any kind of like big that has to do with not just internal stakeholders, but also the public. So, like for instance, this arts education feed, all of this assessment, accountability, career tech, this is more stuff that has to do with our internal users, our staff, our principals, our teachers, our employees. But what about the events and the calendar that we want to share as a district that also affects our parents, our community, and other outside stakeholders? How are we going to share that? So instead of sharing these calendars as a to the public, what we've decided to do is have this district events calendar feed. So if there's an art event, if there is a championship of whatever sort, if there is a parent meeting about the IB school that's housed here at the district, if there is, what are some other examples of things that you think should go on this district events calendar feed? Keep in mind that it's going to be embedded on the district website, and then it would be embedded in all of your school websites. So, you know, what are things that would affect a whole feed? I feel like it needs to be things that are a little more broad. What is y'all's feedback on that? Anybody? We're just talking about what type of events would go on this district events calendar. So just keep that in mind, and if y'all have any ideas or something that's going on at your school that you think that the district and other people in our county need to know about, that's what we're going to be putting there. So if y'all have any events or ideas or other things that we could be sharing as a district calendar feed, please let me know. I greatly depend on y'all's feedback, and I really appreciate it. So I just want to make sure that what we're doing is what we want to be doing. So that's why I really appreciate any feedback that y'all can give me. So let's say that we wanted to, let's say we created this district events calendar feed and we want to now share it on our website. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the specific feed that we want to share. right now we want to share this district events feed. So we're going to click on this down arrow, and then you can either click on calendar settings or you can click on share this calendar. It gets you basically to the same spot. So if we click on calendar settings, we'll see when we first get to the calendar details tab, here's the stuff underneath the settings. But this first page, it'll show us that there is an iCal address. And basically it's like this is how it's able to stay connected, because this feed every hour is updated. I think it takes up to an hour for what you put on your Google Calendar to show up on your website if you're using this iCal string. So you'll see at the bottom it says this is the address for your calendar. No one can use this link unless you have made your calendar public. So we have to first, in order for us to use this, we've got to make sure that this specific calendar is set as public. You can also do the private address. If there's a private calendar and you want to create a private page on your website, you can use this. But for the most part, we're going to be using these public iCal strings. So in order to make this calendar public, we go up here to share this calendar, and you'll see right here at the beginning it says make this calendar public, and we've got that checked. So we want to click save. So now when we go back to calendar settings, we can click on iCal, and it's going to give us this URL, or this ICS address. So we simply just want to click on it and do copy link address. And then we're going to go back to, let's go back to Sally Rogers. And we're going to go to our calendar page. So now we want to turn design mode on. And we're going to hover over our actually you don't have to turn design mode on to do this. You just click external calendars. You can see that there's already one being anybody. If a teacher, if they don't want, this is another thing. Let's say the teacher on their specific website, they want to have that basic 2016-2017 school year calendar that we all have as a basis. If they want to put, instead of having to go in and manually add all of those dates, just give them this this URL. I'm going to paste it in our chat. Then that way they don't have to recreate the wheel. They can just simply copy paste this external calendar, which is what everybody uses, into their teacher site as well. So if we want to add the other calendar that we were talking about, I'm just going to go back and copy it one more time. Go back to my calendar, and you'll see where it says add iCal feed. You're going to click that, and then you're just going to paste the feed in there, and you're going to click add calendar. Then you're going to give it a name. So this is going to be called district events. You can give it a color, and you can tell it you want it to refresh hourly, daily, weekly. We want hourly, and that's the default, and we're going to click update calendar. So now in up to an hour, this feed will start populating on this calendar. So you can embed multiple feeds. So it just depends on how your teachers and how you want to manage the calendar. I very, very much suggest sharing feeds. It's so simple. I mean, let's just look, like, for instance, the board meetings calendar. This is something I have access to update. This is something Miss Barbara Littles, who is Dr. Pouncey's executive secretary, she has access to update, because she is, the person who gets all of the meetings prepared for and all of the communication for that. She has access to this. Also, Ashley Strickland, another executive secretary who works with the board a lot, she has access to this. So anything that I create, I think about, okay, who else in my building is over this, and how can I share it with them so that I can make sure it's updated like it needs to be, because there's no way humanly possible that I could be able to manage and update these calendar feeds by myself. It's impossible. And I always think of the quote, we can't do it all, even though we want to do it all, and I have a feeling that a lot of you are similar to that. You just want to do it all. You want to do it right. But also keep in mind that we simply can't do it all. So by giving, just like on the website, by spreading out the permissions to, the people that need to have those rights. Also with these calendar feeds, create as many as you need, and then give the appropriate people links, and then you have this system. That way all of your events, for your school are being managed by you, and then you've got these feeds to disperse and to share. So just keeping in mind that we're trying to create ways to make it not be all on you. To communicate is a huge responsibility, and that's why we want to work towards developing ways and strategies to kind of outsource and delegate these detailed things. So I see that Carrie wants to go back through Twitter. Sure, we can go back through Twitter. Let's go. Carrie, what part are you on right now?
Hey, sorry. I got the link from Twitter, but I just can't figure out how to embed it in my page.
Okay. So,
but I was also listening. I wanted to do all the things at once, but I was trying to do that before I forgot, because I wanted to embed Mr. Lee's Twitter account.
Yeah, he's got a great Twitter account. So let's look. Have you made it to this part? Have you got your size down?
No, I have not. I just got from Twitter, what would you like to embed?
Okay, let's go back.
So I'm not sure how to, I just couldn't get it. Wasn't sure how to put it on the page, right?
So when you did create new, you did profile, right?
Yes, but mine did. I don't think I did that right. I have a create new, and I have a publish, and I have his Twitter link, but I don't know that I ever saw a widget.
So
I was there.
Okay, so on this part,
go
back.
I got to where it's the link with his name.
Okay, so
I did not get there.
You went to widgets?
I did not.
Okay,
no.
so
I couldn't. how did I couldn't figure out how to get to widgets.
Oh yeah, you have to be signed in. So if you're not signed in, but I think you can just do this without having to be signed in. Let's
Okay.
see. Can you go? I'm gonna copy paste this, and let's see if you can go to this. I'm gonna put this in our chat.
Okay, I am signed in, but I just don't see a widget.
Can you share your screen? You click, yeah, screen share, and then entire screen.
Okay, sorry, I lost you for a second.
On if you pull up our Google Hangout
Uh-huh.
and you hover on the left side, there's a little green arrow. There's a green computer with a white arrow.
Yes.
If you click that, you can
Uh-huh.
share your screen with everybody.
Okay.
I think. Let's see. I'm not seeing it yet. There. Wait. Well, I think it just worked. Okay, now, here we go.
Okay.
So, oh, when I talk, it goes back to me. That's annoying. Wait, let me see if I can set it as you present to everyone. All right, now, so you're logged in. Okay, you're logged in as yourself. All right. You see this? Look at our chat bar, and there's a link that I pasted. When you click on that, and let's see what that does. Okay, great.
Okay, I got to this. I got to this earlier.
Okay. And his is
ACHS principal.
right here. Paste this. You see this? I just pasted it.
Okay. Yes.
Copy.
Okay. I had this earlier, but then when I got to my page, I don't think I could see. I don't think I could get it to. Hold on. So then once I got here, I wasn't sure how to embed it or where to embed it.
Go back to Twitter.
Okay.
And then click back on that publish.twitter.com, that first link in the chat bar.
Okay.
And then copy paste or hit Control V.
Okay. I have the link. I have it copied.
Oh, okay. Where is that?
I copied the one that you.
Now that you copied it, probably resaved over it. So go ahead and put enter a Twitter URL and enter that HTTP. Yeah, paste that in there. All right.
Right, hold.
I'll
get rid of it
at the beginning. Yep. All right, now. So then hit
okay.
timeline.
Hit embed.
Okay.
Okay.
Now go to set customization options because we already know it's too big.
Okay.
And go ahead and do the height that's 500. You should be, I think you can type it. There we go. And then do width 220. And let's see. Okay, now hit update. All right, now copy that code.
Okay.
All right, now let's go back to your home page.
Okay.
Scroll down. Let's look at where this is going to fit appropriately.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
We may have to move some stuff around, which is totally okay. Let's go ahead. I think it would look nicely in that sidebar because it's skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So go, oh, your design mode is doing that weird thing. Go to help up there where it says help.
Okay.
Click switch to new toolbar.
Okay.
So now it'll,
Okay.
it looks like everybody else's. All right, now go ahead and click design mode on.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Okay.
scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to add it to the bottom of that right sidebar, right underneath your shortcuts for now. We may move it around later. But let's
Okay.
go ahead and you see where it says enable drag and drop on the right?
Yes.
Click that. Why is that set
Okay.
not enabled? I wonder if, because now your widgets will show. When drag and drop is turned off, you don't see widgets.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what you're missing yet.
No, I don't. I have no idea. And I know this is a personal question. I hope I didn't just hijack the.
No, not at all. This is what these are for.
Why can I don't see it enabling.
Not enabling. Let's see if I can do it from my end for you. See, these are the little things that.
Oh.
Did it do?
Yes. I see it.
Yes. So those are all your little modules that you can drag and drop onto the page to use to do cool.
Okay.
So we want to click, there's one called content. You see that one called content?
I do. Yeah, I haven't had any of this.
Yeah.
That's why I was so confused when.
Well, maybe I need to tell, is anybody, Carol, Molly, have y'all had any issues with this, the enabling drag and drop? Like, is that like automatically set for some people? Let's see what they say about that. See, those little, I didn't even know that was being set like that. So now I can tell people, if your drag and drop is disabled for whatever reason, you can enable it and then have all the modules, because this is the greatness of the website. So
Yes.
those modules up there all do specific things, and right now you're hovering over the basic modules, but there's also modules underneath all those other tabs. So have fun playing with that.
Yeah.
But if you'll take that content module, that content module is like basically like your basic, your basic kind of content module. It does
above shortcuts or below shortcuts.
You can just go ahead and put it below that map, and we can move it around if we want to.
Perfect. All right.
So now it'll refresh, or it should refresh. Can you click on content or that little what you just made? Yeah.
There we go.
All right, now. So now when we scroll back down, we'll be able to hover over that content module, and we can click on the pencil.
Okay.
When it decides. We're on its watch. God, it's thinking hard, isn't it?
It is.
Click on, and I don't know if you want to get back to your home page, and you
Here we go.
Okay. Whew. All right. So now you see where it says click here to edit. Don't click it. Hover over it, hover.
Okay.
Why isn't it?
Oop, hold on. There we go.
Okay, now click that pencil.
Okay.
And now scroll down,
Oh, this is awesome.
and we're going to
So I
click
can add all kinds of stuff. Cool.
click HTML
Okay. Oh, hold on.
at the bottom.
I see it. Got it.
And now copy,
And then,
now paste.
okay.
Now hit publish. Now let's see what it looks like. Give it a minute to populate. Go see. Chocolate. It's thinking for me too.
I mean, you can click on the link, but it's not showing.
It isn't populating, is it? It's just the link.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if, let's try this.
Okay.
Turn design mode back on.
Okay.
And we're going to drag it below district news and see what happens.
Okay.
And come down.
And
All right.
can we
And don't click it. Actually kind of hover over that module.
okay.
Go to the right of it a little bit where it's not on the actual link. Okay.
Okay.
Click that module, yeah, and drop it. If you put it in the lines, you see that? Yeah, perfect. See how it moved for you when you
Yes, but it's moving the shortcuts
Oh,
too.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah. Now.
There we go.
Okay, now let's.
Right there.
Now refresh the page at the top.
Okay.
What this does. I'm wondering if because we're not doing it from his page, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, it's still doing it. All right, let's see what happens when I try to do it. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing mine and go back.
And let's see what happens if I try to do it. So here is Michael Lee's Twitter account. We're copying and pasting his URL. See, if we had clicked Twitter buttons, then I would have thought it would have displayed like it was. So I'm going to go, wait, first I'm going to go to set customization. I'm going to do 500 by 220. Update. Now that's copied. Now we're going to go back to your site, do design mode on. Love the background of the website.
Thank you.
Looks really good. Come on. All right, now we're going to go back down here. I'm going to click the pencil. HTML. See, my code looks different. I wonder.
It looks longer. That's so interesting.
We did the exact same thing.
We did.
Refresh. But it's still not populating. Now, why would one populate and one not? The mysteries. So if I click on this, what does it show me?
So weird.
See, is it back to, let's go, I put that fake one. That could